Good Wednesday afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Greg Majestic back with you here in the North Georgia Majestic Weather Studios with your Talking Live forecast update here on your March the 18th, 2026. Well, we're dealing with some clouds for today. A very weak upper-level disturbance, which the models are having a really hard time with, is passing through the area, definitely keeping the temperatures down a bit for today. But we are expecting a big warm-up going in for tomorrow. In fact, that warming trend will be taking us straight into the weekend, as we could be flirting with some record highs potentially. Now, before we get into this full report, if you're new here to the Talking Live Broadcast Channel Facebook page, please give us a follow. And if you're watching over on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And more importantly, make sure you hit that notification bell so you're alerted on all future weather updates just like these. All right, let's go ahead and take a live look there in Chattanooga here for this afternoon as we got some of those cloudy skies through the area. I am expecting a little sunshine here, though, before the end of the day, so as we're dealing with that. And same for Lake Chattooga as well, looking at mostly cloudy skies here for the moment, as we're expecting this to kind of clear on out a little bit, or at least that's what the models are indicating here. Now, radar is clear. We do have a frost advisory up here for North Georgia and Alabama here going forward tonight, with some scattered frost a possibility. It won't be nearly as cold as it has been the last couple of mornings, but still a chance of some frost around. Now, as we go take a look at our regional satellite picture, again, you're kind of seeing those dirty skies here across the area as this is coming on through. There is some clearing on the back part of this. You kind of break down a little bit. So expect some clouds to continue for a little bit. And then as we get toward later in the afternoon, I think we'll see a little sunshine in here as well, as high pressure is sitting there out ahead of it. Now, look at our regional perspective here. Again, we're looking at temperatures here in the 40s. Should top out in the 50s here for today for a lot of people. So still generally here on the cool side. But like I said, nice warm-up coming back at us as we go in for your Thursday. Now, let's go look at our regional model here as we're looking at the latest 12Z North American model here. Watch that little timestamp there in the upper right-hand corner. That little blue line, you're going to say goodbye to it. That's the cold air kind of retreating on out of here as we're going to be looking at a few more clouds potentially up in here. So I think what we're going to see tomorrow is similar to what we had today. So we'll see a little bit of cloud up in this area, but everybody else should see a lot more sunshine, I think, here across the southeast, and temperatures are going to respond in kind with that. And looking at pretty good conditions there throughout the day on Thursday. Friday also looking pretty good as that warming trend is going to continue. And it looks like that warming trend is going to continue straight into the weekend as well. So let's look at our forecast maps. Look at this. Again, watch that little timestamp there on top as we kind of go through the days of the week here as we kind of go into your Thursday morning. Again, looking pretty quiet here as high pressure in control. And as we go into your Friday, also looking pretty good. But with that high pressure sitting where it's at, we're going to see kind of a westerly to southwesterly wind here blowing it across our region. There's a big dome of high pressure out until the west, and it's going to start to nudge itself into the southeast to bring some warmer temperatures. They're expecting record highs out there in the west for sure, almost summer-like temperatures. And some of that's going to kind of nudge its head into our way, especially going into Sunday for this upcoming week and then weekend. And then as we go into early next week, we'll get a cool down. You see that front coming through on Monday there, and a little bit of a slight wedge in there going into Tuesday. So I do expect a little cool down on Tuesday, and then we'll start to recover a bit as we go into Wednesday of next week. All right, so look at your forecast here for tomorrow. Expecting partly sunny skies across East Tennessee. The further south in North Georgia you get, I think you get a little more sunshine, but 68 and 45 expected there for your Thursday. Look at our overnight lows here in the 30s here for most areas again. Some scattered frost across North Georgia, not out of the question here. And looking at temperatures for daytime highs back into the 60s, we're getting close to 70 degrees in some instances, and we'll see that 70-degree temperatures going into Friday as it's tracking for right now. Regional forecast perspective, again, a little more sunshine down to the south. Nashville over to Asheville have a few more clouds, but generally looking at a nice warming trend as temperatures go back above normal here as we go into Thursday. And the next 7 days are shaping up like this. Again, we're up to 76. First day of spring, of course, is on Friday at 10:46 in the morning. And we're looking at 80s. Look at that. Sunday, 84 degrees. Very warm there. Could be challenging some record highs here across the area. And then we cool down. We got that front coming in on Monday, 73 degrees, 66 on your Tuesday, and 65 on Wednesday. And again, that day 7 forecast is really going to kind of be iffy depending on how quickly that wedge kind of draws on out of here. And I think things will probably warm up pretty quickly toward the end of next week. So again, not looking at any major opportunities for rain here for a little while. I'm thinking maybe sometime, I think latest I'm looking at the long range, looks like maybe sometime around the 27th maybe for some decent rains getting back into the area. But for the most part, we're looking at a bit of a dry spell here over the next week. Again, I appreciate you guys checking us out here on the Talking Live broadcast channel. Please give us a follow there on Facebook. And as always on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you're alerted on all future weather updates. All right, you guys take it easy, be good, stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. You guys have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.